Hello everyone, Chris Gonzalez here. I get asked this all the time. How do I stay motivated? How do I motivate others? How do I get people inspired? How do I do what I do? How do I have the energy level? And I'm gonna say this. Think of a pilot, okay? A pilot, before he boards his flight and when he's on his flight, he goes through a series of checklists of things he needs to look out for, things he needs to check, balance, the flight plan, make sure the crew is in order. All these series of steps that he goes through are there to provide him with the confidence to take that plane up into the air. And while he's up in the air, he continues to check the status of the flight, the controls, make sure everything is operating and working the way it should. And before that pilot lands, he does exactly the same thing he did when he started. He checks the flight plan, he checks the controls, his staff, his crew, making sure everything is exactly the way it should be. Your life is the same way. You have a flight plan. The question is, are you taking the time to write it down and go through these series of checklists to make sure that everything is in order, to make sure the people around you are the right people? Are you doing these things? Come on. You got to make it happen. I can't change you. You got to want to change yourself. And I'm not looking to change you. But if I can give you a little piece of advice or an idea or a thought that could possibly resonate in your head and get you operating on a much higher frequency, I'm great. I'm humble. I have so much gratitude and I feel accomplished. But the change has to come from you. And maybe you're looking at me and you're probably saying, I don't need freaking change. Who's this guy, Chris Gonzalez? Great. But here's the deal. There's always something we could be doing better. And if we don't go through a series of checklists and make sure that everything is exactly the way it should be, and maybe it might not be always the way it should be, right? But if we're not watching and we're not looking and we're not keeping track of it, we'd never know. All right? So, biggest point of advice I can give you is create your checklist. All right? Get your checks and balances in order. Make sure your life's in order, your money's in order, your relationship's in order, your obligations are in order, your responsibilities, your duties. Make sure everything is right in front of you. Because if it's in front of you, you can make the necessary changes to make it better. And that's all you want to become, is better. For you, your family, and the environment in which you operate. All right? Be great.